Welcome to Warriors and Sheepdogs. My name is Clint Thompson. You can visit my website and look over numerous articles about firearms, knives, survival, and PC gaming. Today we're looking at the new model Super Blackhawk Bisley. It is a single action large frame stainless steel 5-shot Magnum revolver. It is chambered for the virile 480 Ruger round, or can be described as a 475 Magnum. Currently, there are 3 ammo manufacturers who produce the 480 Ruger ammo, of which 2 are Hornady and Buffalo Bore. The specs on this new Ruger new model Super Blackhawk Bisley: it's a 480 Ruger caliber. The barrel length is 6.5 inches with 6 grooves and lands, 1 to 18-inch right hand twist. The weight of this hand cannon is 49.2 ounces, just a little shade over 3 pounds. I carry this around in the canyon countries of Colorado on a gun belt with 24 more rounds in the Bianchi holster and Bianchi 1880 belt, and never had a single problem of it weight bothering me. The overall length is 12.40 inches from here to the end of the barrel. The adjustable rear, the sights are rear or adjustable for elevation and for windage. The front sight is not adjustable. Of course, I said this is a single action, means you have to cock it every time you have to do it. Check see that it's unloaded. I've done this prior, but I'm going to show you. So it's a single action. You have to cock each time to fire it. You can't just pull the trigger. The finish on this particular model here is stainless steel. Very pretty, very well finished. The grips are made of hard wood. Very beautiful, as all Ruger grips are. Very well known for that. Capacity is, like I said earlier, is a 5-shot capacity, basically because a 6-shot revolver would not have enough steel around the rounds of these high pressure rounds. The retail price, suggested retail price, is $999. They're sold by Ruger to Lipsy firearms wholesalers only, so your firearms dealer will have to get it from Lipsy's. If you check around and do some digging, spend some time, you could probably find one of these bad boys for around $800. I guarantee you, if you like Magnum pistols, enjoy a little recoil, you're going to love this gun. I did some shooting of Hornady and Buffalo Bore ammo, about 120 rounds in a day. It was after I got done shooting, it was put the gun up and went home. It was time for a nap and some Crown Royal. The first round I tested was by Hornady and the 480 Ruger. All these are 480 Ruger. 325 grain hollow point XTP. It cranked out downrange at 1,290 feet per second of a 5-shot average. The foot pounds was 1,201 average, 5-shot average, and the grouping of a 5-shot average, and all these are 5-shot averages, that's repetitive, 4.15 inches. The next was the Buffalo Bore 480 Ruger 410 grain LBT WFN GN. LTB WFN GC, like in George Charlie. The average feet per second was 1,241 feet per second. The foot-pounds was 1,402. The second most powerful of the 5 different rounds I fired in foot-pounds. And the shot group was 3.75 inches at 25 yards. The Buffalo Bore 370 grain lead flat nose light load, and they made this for plinking, for everyday use possibly, but it's was made for plinking, for less recoil, but still at 1,090 feet per second. Out of this 6.5 inch gun is 976 foot-pounds and a 3.8 inch group, which is plenty big enough and bad enough to kill deer, medium-sized bear, wild boar, or your local vampire or zombie chipmunks. Now, the next round I fired was the 370 grain lead flat nose Buffalo Bore, and it was at 1,243 feet per second, and it punched out at 1,270 foot-pounds and had a group of 4.50 inches. I would recommend this round for any game, medium bear, and even a big fur ball of hair and teeth and claw grizzly bear. You know, it was better than nothing. So better than hand to hand. It would kill a grizzly bear with a couple well-placed shots. The Buffalo Bore also comes out with a Barnes 275 grain XPB lead-free, one unusually big hollow point. I was impressed with the bullet. Only 275 grains out of this bad boy here. Cranked out at 1557. There were some that went up there to over 1,600 feet per second. The foot-pounds on the average was 1,481. I'm pretty sure this would take down about any black bear you'd run into. It'll penetrate 6-8 inches before it would start to expand, and it made a horrendously big cavity inside this 50-pound clay I shot it into. You'll see that in the video later on in this video. It had a grouping, a really nice grouping at 3.75 inches. I personally like the Ruger 480 Bisley because I like a gun with recoil. The recoil is actually considerably less than other large bore revolvers such as this 460 and a 500 and even the 450 Queso. If I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, because of the Bisley design and grip, when it recoils, like most single actions, it kind of flies back and then it comes up on the grip. So you have to have a pretty sturdy grip on this gun because the grips are so beautiful and slick. So when you fire this Bisley, it will climb a little bit and slide back in your hand somewhat with these full house loads. I recommend you wear a glove to keep a better grip on this pistol. I talked to Hogue and they have no plans on making a wraparound rubber grip, which is very regrettable in my case because I know many metallic silhouette shooters using the Bisley would dearly love to have a pair of wraparound grips. Probably somebody's out there is trying to make their own. Anyway, because of this recoil, when it comes back in your hand, there's less recoil felt in your wrist and arm, and unlike what it would be in a double action revolver, which means it'll be a quicker second shot if you have a double action revolver, but for a single action it's a lot more palatable to have this to be shooting all day, or 100 rounds in one day. Also, one more thing, the single action, in just in case my Gremlin Calvin come in here and loaded it, there's this gun still unloaded. You pull the trigger pull on this is like 3.5 pounds average. I think that's what the specs are. Anyway, you watch the trigger creep. It's not that bad, but when I'm cranking off one for a 25-yard round, 25-yard 5-shot groupings. That's a very surprise to me, and that kind of really kicks up when I pull it off. But anyway, here it grips. Watch this very slowly. It's coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back, and there it went. So you could probably have a trigger job done on it if you want. Me, I'm personally leaving it alone because it's not going to be a target pistol. It's going to be something I can take down, something that's trying to eat me. So for overall, I would highly recommend this pistol for any backpackers, hikers, backup gun for hunters, maybe to dispatch that elk or something else without cranking off another 300 Winchester Magnum round into them. Like I said, I recommend the leather gloves, or maybe Packmeyer will be coming out with something to help us out. I know they make it for the Blackhawk 44 Magnum with a different type of trigger guard. Thank you for watching the video. Come visit us at www.warriorsandSheepdogs.com. I have interesting articles on there, my opinions about many things, including PC gaming. So come and see us.
Okay.
Okay, here's the 275 grain bullet. The GoPro taken a picture of. It's Buffalo and Barnes Ammunition Company, excellent ammunition company. Really crazy round, big hollow point. So that would probably be something you'd want to take out a medium-sized animal, maybe a bear. It's got some horrendous expansion to it. Travels at about 1,200 feet per second. I'm going to test that here direct. Action. Pulling back the flaps that were laying against the plywood. You can see pieces of the plywood came with it. Here's the actual cavity of this round. Plywood there. We're talking deep in there. Deep plywood. Now next we're going to create surgery here and see if we can recover the bullet. After the round went into the 50 pounds of clay, it expanded enough, it jumped up and fractured the bottom of this 1/8 inch plywood and also busted the top of one of my sawhorses. So it's got some serious force in it. Okay, set it down. As far as we can tell, there's the entrance. We're going to try to get into it. 1238. 1290. 1357. It's a cave back on the right. The den's big enough to be a bear. Ground's too hard to find any tracks. So maybe camping near a bear tonight. I don't know. Mountain lion maybe.